Hello guys, Susanna here. Well, I'm back for the second part of our stump work, and I have been very busy behind the scenes doing a lot of stuff. That's including stitching that around, and I've done a bit of stitching here and stitching around some of the leaves on the outside. Initially I just had this piece of fabric, but it needed stabilizing. Like, it was a bit too thin because you're going to do a fair bit of stitching over the top. So I'm just at the moment stitching some of the backgrounds. So I have been busy in the background doing these bits and pieces. So here's the question. What I'm going to show you is, where are we? I'm going to just do a small leaf and do some stitching on there to show you what I did for these. Here I just showed you in the last video where I put the wire on and then stitch really close to the outside. But when I did that, I don't know whether, I can't remember what I was showing you on the video. Now, where is here it is. I found putting that felt on there is you stitch the wire on and then put the felt on there, and then like attach the felt on with it. I think it holds it down a heck of a lot better because I stitched around here first and then I put the felt on. But for all the rest of these on, this is how I did it, and I think it is a much easier method because you need to get, so you come in from, that's where the wire is, and the main thing is, as long as all where around the wire is the same, it doesn't really matter, you know, you try and keep it the same, but you catch the felt. So like I said in the last video, this is a patience required project. It isn't difficult because it's just straight stitching and all that, and I quite enjoyed it. I did these while I was on a chat with Corinne, so, you know, needing to do a bit of homework. I think she needed to do a bit of homework and managed to get a few bits and pieces done, which is good. Okay, so this is when I thought I'll do this on camera. And now how I stitched here is just a whole heap of straight stitches. I traced around, where is a little piece? Traced around that and used this as the guide. Stuff is dropping everywhere. Something dropped down. Use it as a guide. So that's why I did this little light patch here, and I used this colour is around the outside, and then I used a bit of that red because it's a bit darker there. So on here I'm probably just going to use this, and I'll just do a whole heap of like stem stitch because it's a bit smaller, and then I'll do the same what I did with that. I'll just get a bit of black and stitch over the top. So this has got a bit more, like, you know, blending of colours, whereas this, because it's on the top and it's mainly just that pinky colour, I'm just going to go over it in pink once I've finished doing this stitching. So so you come up here, I might zoom it in, it's a bit hard for you guys to see because it's so far away. There we go. So you come in, this is the wire that we've already put down, so you do that first and then you attach the felt and try and have it in a similar colour that you've got underneath. On this one I used this green, and on these ones I just used, you know, a bit of cream. So ideally you don't see it, but it's just in case that you do. So really close. So you go from the outside to the inside. That way you're grabbing that little bit of felt. Don't you just love that sound? So I'll do a couple more of these little stitches with you. Quite addictive. I know in Corinne's piece she didn't do any of this wire work. She sort of did a bit more embroidery, which is still stump work, but I thought I would show you some of the wire work. And usually when you do stuff with the wire work, they have these little pictures that are about that big, and I can understand why. Like they might have a butterfly, do some beads, and then do the wire work for just the wings and maybe a leaf. This is pretty big, but it's got to fit into my book. So, but it hasn't deterred me, like some of the techniques that I've done. I mean, I enjoyed cut work, but I thought, no, I don't know if it's something that I would want to do again unless there was a specific project that it tended to work with. Whereas this, I'm like, at this point, I reckon I could do it again because I quite enjoy this point. But see, I haven't cut around it yet and I haven't attached it. So time will tell whether it's going to be okay, but I think it will be. Okay, I'm just going back in there. You have to have them fairly close together. Got a bit of a long thread, but that's okay because I'm going to be using it to stitch in it as well on the side. So what I'll do is I'll just put this away and then show you what I did here. Did the same thing, felt in the middle, but rather than doing satin stitch, which is what I'm going to do in there, and which is what I sort of did long and short blended satin stitch there, I did a little, I can tell it's summer, getting ants. I got wool and I doubled it up because it can break and it makes it go faster. So if you're doing leaves, this is possibly the way it goes. So just pretend that's got wire around it and it's got the edging, like as in you've got the wire, which is one step. You use a thin thread to put the wire on. Then you go around and do really close satin stitches to hide the wire. So that's all on. Then when you're doing leaves, that's in the wire. I come down, go down like this, and then I do a fly stitch. So we come back up and then we come through that hole there. Probably not close enough. See when that happens? It's all good. It's not close enough. We're just going to go back in there and do a stitch. Not a problem. Okay, back down. Go from edge to edge. So you go here, go around here, and then you come back through there. Go down. You don't go down too far. As you can see, they start to become quite long, but that's okay. So go down. When you are not doing it in a hoop, it's done a little differently, but this is how I do it when you're in a hoop. When I not in a hoop, I just go like this, trying to get it, and you come out through there like that. But when you're in a hoop, you've got to do it in a different way. It's a really good technique. See, if that was on some embroidery. Look, it just looks like a gorgeous little leaf as it is. So probably got enough room in there to do one more. You don't get to do very many, and this is how you end it off. You just finish that off down, and then when you get, like, to say this is a new thread, you would come up here and start and go around. So you finish this off. And because there's two, I tend to tie it. I've got my little scissors here somewhere. I think they're underneath stuff. Yep, there they are. Okay, so that is what I did for those. So I was wanting to do, so I'll finish this off camera. So you just continue on there. I'll just probably go sideways, filling it completely in with just a satin stitch. Then I will come back, and where is this? I think it's that one. And the reason why I'm going around here, this piece here, where is it? This one here, that's going to go here. So in the middle, you don't really see it, so I'll cut it, and then that will join that there. Whereas this one will go here. Where is it? There we go. And you see this, which is what I wanted. Like I'm having that one going over the top, and that's going to be joined there. And because it's got wire, it'll be able to bend, but I still will probably catch it down with the same colour thread that's on the outside of that. I'll just snip it down and have it sort of sitting 3D, so you don't see what's underneath. So I'm not going to bother stitching there and there and on the inside of here, but all the other ones I will stitch. So I've just got the one colour that is matching all the threads. So look, I'm in camera. I'll move it over a bit just so make sure that I'm in camera. Move that. And I'm just wondering, I'll be doing that. I was going to, I can finish this off. So I'm going to be just sort of like stitching around the outside of that, and I'll just do the outside of this one, and I'll do the outside and the inside. So yeah, I've done a lot. This requires a lot of homework. I'm going to try and finish it before the end of the month. Like I'm going to probably finish filming. Maybe the last thing that I'm going to be showing will be on the 19th. I'm cutting out some of the, like the 14th is the Thursday. I'm going to have the sort of last half of December off, and then I'm going to have one video on the 24th, like wishing you, a Merry Christmas and all that kind of stuff. So what I was wanting to do with this, I wanted to do sort of like that berry look, so I'm going to do some beading. So I'll probably show you that on this video. I've got this tiny little bead needle, which I think this is the size I'm gonna need. I might cut it off because it doesn't look like it's opening for me. And this is like, the Reginald, nice and thin, but okay, just double checking that it will go through, and I think it will because it's pretty small. Okay, it's a pretty small head, so I'm guessing, yep. Now I've got this really old thread, and I think that's probably a really good colour. Better be careful with that. what I was wanting to do, I might start on that one. I was wondering whether I go around the outside. Hard to find the edges on these guys, I can tell you. Okay, and I think the thread is here, but it's good quality stuff. Yeah, good threads. There we go. In these old ones, but it just, that original thread is really hard to get out. Now I don't know how I'm going to go with threading this. Might be going cross-eyed. We'll see how we go. Okay. It's a Christmas miracle. Okay, there we go. So I'll grab a little bit for that. And we want to make these things a little bit 3D. So I'll do as many videos as it takes to get done, which will probably take a few, because this is why I've left this for the December, because we need a little bit more experience in doing this one. So I think these ones lend itself to more of that, and I'm wondering, do I stitch around it to give it a bit of a guide? I'll do a raised, I might, you know, rather than doing felt, I might do a little bit of a raised bit with some wool, because the whole point of this is we want to make it 3D. So I'm going to just come in, and then I'm going to put some beads on the top of that too, so it's sort of got a bit of that raised bit, and it gives you a bit of an edge with this thread. It's going to be just on the first ones, and I might see if I can do something else on these guys. Okay, again with this. So it'll be the following week that I probably, next one, I'll finish this behind the scenes, and then I'm going to be cutting them out and attaching. So, but I have to do a bit of homework behind the scenes before we do a little more. I can hear something. I wonder if it's my cat. I know my cat's being outside and I can't find her. And I'm hearing this little squealy sound. I hope it's not my cat in distress. I'm probably imagining it. Okay. Being a nice day, when it's a nice day, she likes to sit outside. She's a good little thing, doesn't leave the property. So this is sort of giving it a bit of an edge as well, which is good. And I'll come in here. Yep. Oh, stuck. Which end is which? Here we go. There. Okay, oop, need to go around that way. Now, I'm wanting to see how it's going to look with some beads on the top of it. Oh, here you go. Here's another ant. Oh, I've got to work on this studio, I can tell you. Actually, I might see how it's got a bit of an extra part there, so I might go from there to there. Okay. Now, I might start, for the sake of filming, doing some beading just here, giving it a little 3D look. Ugh. Actually, I probably should attach that properly so it comes out and is definitely attached. Okay. All these are teeny little beads. Just as well this. Okay. I'll just go through twice. Then come back out, do another one. Yes, I think this is probably going to be a bit of homework. Oh, see, got to be careful. Oh, my goodness, if they're tiny. I haven't worked with such small beads before. Okay, let me just go down. And then up again. It's good thread. And even though this is from the same batch, seems like it's a bit of a different colour. It's not a bad thing. Okay, and this is going to give it a bit of height, which is what I want. I want it that 3D Stumpwork look. I never was into beading very much before. It was Corinne that sort of made me come round. And it does look nice. It adds a real bit of bling, and having beads in Stumpwork really does look rather nice. It's going to be gorgeous, these two. It's going to be a bit of work, filled with beads. So I think this might be another sit and chat with Corinne to finish this beading, so that I can go, yeah, thanks, Corinne. Okay. But some things are nice and they're just worth it. Beautiful colour. Sort of like a calico type colour. Yeah, I like that it's raised up a little bit. Put a couple more in, then I'll bring it to the camera. Definitely a tiny little needle, that's for sure. Okay. And oh, no, not how I wanted it. I want that to be underneath. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Okay, hope you can see that. Pretty tiny. There we go. So, I will probably continue to do a little bit more of this. What is it? The time? Oh, 25 minutes. Oh, that's what fell down on the ground. Here we go. Do a couple more beads, and then good Lord, they're tiny. This brings out the patience. The patience in us. Come up here. Okay. Do that one more. I was just doing it to see how it would go, and I think it's going to go okay on top of that wool. I don't mind it at all. Okay. Gives it quite the 3D look. I'm trying to keep it so that they're all, that you don't see the top end facing up. I'm going to have it, you know, facing down. So I'm going to put that up there. Have that going here. And then maybe doing a little bit more of this. And talking with you guys. I really have enjoyed doing this. It's been quite good, better than, you know, how you sort of expecting something to be really hard and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I've enjoyed it. So this is giving us, if you don't want to do this sort of thing, you could probably cut out the shape, you know, trace around, put a bit of felt on there so it gives it a bit of raised bit, and then I might try that for this one just to see if it's gonna be any different. Just a couple of techniques. Okay. Oop. No. Be interesting to see if it's actually the right size. If it's I think it goes over a little bit more there. We'll adjust it in a minute. This is just a template. Let's look. Okay, it's got to go up. Yeah, pretty much right, except for the top bit here is probably a bit too high. And then I'll probably trace around that like this. And we'll see how we go. Okay, a minute. Doing 2 techniques, and I'll let you know which one I think in the next video works better. This is probably going to be faster. Okay, looks like a sad shape of Australia. Okay. Almost looks like a little mushroom. And because it's done with one of those pens, I might give that a bit of an iron so that you don't see. Might make that a little bit rounder so you don't see the bits and pieces, and then I'll go over that, and that will probably be really sticking out. So there you go. Yeah, definitely will give that an iron. That's going to be quite 3D, I think. So, and then because of this was really close, so what, and I'm going to be, oh yeah, I've got other work to do here too. Oh my goodness. I've got this. I might use that. Really hard to see that. Okay, and then I've got the head. Now, what I'm going to do with those, okay, see there's quite a lot of little things to think of because you really want it to make it 3D. Now, let's hope that's the right size. Not quite. And then that on the top, so I'll do the black. I might have to see if I can find something a little lighter. I am going to just cut it, and I'm going to make it wider on the sides. There we go. Might be a little better. Yep. But I might go in. There we go. Because that's where the head's going to go. That's perfect. So what I'll do is I'll just get my just think it's too dark. I need something a little more yeah, that's it. A little more that. Okay, so once again I'll probably just go around that. It's a bit of guesstimation at this point. Okay, a little bit big. Okay, go around. This is just to make it a little bit more 3D, and I might, and I've got to come in, I think, got to come in with a bit of a highlight there, and I might use, because I've noticed in the books she uses a bit of gold to do the legs, so I might get my little gold, have that going over there, and then the things are going to be 3D, so I'm going to stitch this colour around the outside and maybe even in the middle, using this colour, because that's what you'll see. I think that's all I need for that, all these little bits, and then I'm going to go around the outside of that. What's the colour that I used? I used something similar, like as in something like that, and then either come back in with some beads. Do I have yellow? I do have yellow, but I don't think it's the right type of yellow. They're a bit too yellow. Oh, they might work. Leave them out. Yeah, it's the only yellow I've got. They're pretty bright. But you only need a little bit. I think I might do some beads. You can do French knots, but beads will make it stand out a little bit, and then I'm probably going to just stitch these in fully with a, you know, maybe some nice thing, or I could do a bit of, we'll see. So that'll be something I'll show you in the next one, but this is going to be there like that, and that's going to be there like that. So that's where we're up to. So I'll finish stitching the wool, because it's wool. That's still wool, but it's wool felt. So and then come back and I'll do the beads, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. It looks like it's upside down. It's really weird. Whether I come back in and stitch those. I've got these. That's it. I knew I had something. I've got this that I really wanted to use this as the flowers. So what I might do is I'll stitch that down, and then the bits, like they were small bits like that, so I just fold it in half, and you've got little bits left over, and cut it. Whereas with this, because it's one long piece, I might just fold it, you know, and then sort of come out, and I'll probably, because it looks upside down, it's weird, I might have 2 white ones and 2 of these red ones, and then I'm gonna either have a bead or a button, or maybe have a little bit of felt and stitch over the top of it, and it'll give it that little bit of 3D look. I've got a little bit, because this is the perfect colour for it as well. So there you go. Definitely got my homework cut out for me, but I just thought, I just love this. Yes, it doesn't look great on that side, but it looks good on this side, and that'll cover both of those. Love this colour that much, and it matches this perfectly, that I want to use it. Okay guys, enough of my yabbering. Got a bit of homework to do, so oh yeah, that looks good. I will catch you in the next video, where we hopefully those 2 will be done, and I've stitched around here, and I'll probably even, you know, have that stitched down, and I'll come back and put, aren't these gorgeous, because that'll be finished as well, and have the little black spots on there. So there you go, guys. I hope this is making sense. If, you know, you do have any trouble, you can always, you know, have a look at the book, the Jane Nichols. That's where I got all my instructions from, Stumpwork Embroidery. Jane Nichols, either that one, or actually I find this one has probably got a little more in it. I quite like that one. Here, zoom back out. There we go. I like that one. They're both good. So, okay guys, well, I will catch you in the next video. Oh, I really like how this is looking. Bye.